Yesterday, Vanguard lost their encounter with the Meg. Today, the Lions hope there will be no sequel as they host the Sharks of Hawaii Pacific for a pair of 7-inning contests. Welcome, everyone, to the Dean in Costa Mesa. J.D. Johnson, rejoined by Xander Zubiati. Zubi, let's get right into it. Yesterday saw the Sharks drag Vanguard into deep waters where they ultimately drowned. They need somebody to be their life raft today.
Yeah, well, Vanguard ran into an issue, and it was the big innings. 7 runs in the first.
Zubi, that is now 37 innings this season that Vanguard has given up 3 or more runs. Not a recipe for success, but you talked about the scoreless stretch. Colton Perez, he looked good. Most pitches he has thrown in his career in that relief effort as the third pitcher for Vanguard.
Yeah.
Kon Taguchi, who will be the DH. Interesting, remember yesterday he was removed from his position in left field early in the contest.
Get ready for playoffs.
He drew the walk, and that was all he had to do yesterday as he was removed. This will be pushed, and Bennett Vondrack will yield and let it go into foul territory. Let's go and meet the rest of this Vanguard defense. They changed things around for the second game in a row. AP, though, continues to be a mainstay behind the dish. Tristan Gallegos over at first. Helene is at second. Durf, remember, he was removed late in the game yesterday as Vanguard put Evan Avitia in and then moved Bennett from third over to short, where he promptly made an error, which Bennett was able to talk to me. He said he hasn't taken a rep at shortstop in the entire season, including the fall. So that was an interesting situation there. Put a pin on that for just a moment. Cricket K, Shamir Marshall retires Taguchi. And that'll bring up Noah Hata, the all-conference man from a season ago. But Durf is back at short today. Bennett Vondrack picks up at the hot corner. Jackson Davis in left. Tyler Shiganaka in center field. And instead of Chase Easter Harrison in right, it will be Joshua Sir. Hata, 1 for 3 with a walk and, as we talked about, being plunked. Another one almost grazes that forearm. Angel Perez tells Shamir, come on home.
You don't want to deal with, and the doubles come, 16 doubles on the season, 8 home runs, 44 RBIs. He produces for this team, and he's a big reason as to why Hawaii Pacific has one of the best averages in the conference.
Third best OPS as well for Ty Arnold in the conference.
Yeah, why not?
Which, it's funny because I had a chance to talk about this yesterday when I was riding solo. They have changed their approach around almost completely at Hawaii Pacific. Last year, they had the 4th most home runs in the conference. This year, they are at the bottom, but their batting average is still up. Worthgen yesterday, 3 for 5 with 4 RBI, which would, in all likelihood, give you the honors of being the player of the game. That's not to be Owen Wessel, the man who's on deck, arguably had a better game with his 5 RBI. Both runners in motion. AP will choose the man at 2. Helene could not get his feet underneath him. That is going to be an error that allows Hawaii Pacific to strike first once again. Not what you're looking for.
It was a good idea by Perez to get that down to second base, understanding the speed of Arnold.
Marshall has the 2-2 with the runner on second. Another one spiked in, Zuby. Having a little bit of trouble right here is Shamir Marshall.
Yeah, Shamir's trying to figure it out on the floor. Maybe his landing's just off by a little.
4th start of the season, 3rd time at home for Marshall as he goes gas for the 2nd strikeout of this 1st inning. Well, now we've got Owen Wessel, who had a heck of a day yesterday. Man who's coming home a little bit here as he spent his JUCO days at Orange Coast College. Huntington Beach native, went yard for the first time this season, 2nd time as a Shark going back to last year. That was part of his 3 for 5 RBI performance. Vanguard gave up 7 runs in the 1st inning alone yesterday. If they could hold this dangerous Hawaii Pacific offense to just 1 run, you got to feel like that is a moral victory in and of itself. Shamir Marshall has the 3-2. Flared up, Gallegos retreats back. Joshua Sir loses his hat to support him. And it's going to be caught by Gallegos in shallow right. So they do exactly that, Zuby. 1-0 ball game after the top of the first. Well, Zuby, as many hits as Hawaii Pacific can pile up. You saw yesterday they tied their 2nd most hits in a game this season with their effort. We'll put a pin on that. Grounder over to short. Handled well, and it's an easy out for the first one of this bottom of the 1st. But yeah, Zuby, yesterday they put up 16 hits, 2nd most in the season. They just scored a run without a single hit in the top of the 1st. Not a good sign.
Be perfect, but you just got to be cleaner.
And I thought that was decent damage control considering what happened yesterday. I mean, Hawaii Pacific had more hits with runners in scoring position than Vanguard had total hits. Not again, just yesterday was arguably one of the worst performances I have seen in my time covering this Vanguard baseball team. But, again, can only go up from here, right?
You can only go up from here.
Bennett Vondrak steps up after Shiggy's ground out. The order for Vanguard is going to be the aforementioned Vondrak. Gallegos, Sir's cleaning up after being removed from the lineup yesterday. Perez is in the 5-hole. Jackson Davis, the switch hitters, in 6. Colton Perez, who will be the DH, will be followed by Helene and Durf to finish out 7 through 9. Chin check there for the starting pitcher for the Sharks, Jaden Gabriel, who we saw serve in the lineup yesterday, but the talented two-way player is going to be tabbed with getting the action on the rubber as it'll hit Bennett on that back elbow, and he will be on base once again. You like Bennett in the 2-hole, Zuby?
Yeah, I think he's really earned. He's evolving as the at-bats are starting to pile up for him.
You talked about the aggression. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Yesterday, Vanguard was 0 for 8 when getting contact on the first pitch of the AB. Vanguard has to make an adjustment, right, Zuby?
Well, it's either two plans of attack. One, you just understand that you probably missed it a little bit, so now you change things up. There you go, Gallegos.
Right as I say, they did not have a single hit on the first pitch of the AB. Gallegos gets himself an RBI triple. Look at him go. That ball landed right at the opening in right center field. Vanguard able to answer back, Zub.
Yeah, and a good job by Gallegos. He just sat back on a breaking ball and found the right center. A lot of line drives.
Gallegos, that's his 3rd triple of the season for the first baseman. His first one at home. Vanguard ties it up 1-1 as Gabriel will try to recover from that loud contact. Still just the 1 outs. Joshua Sir learns his lesson. The Chaminade game on Monday, he saw 5 total pitches as part of his 0 for afternoon. Then yesterday, he comes in as a pinch hitter. Same result, 1 pitch swinging, and he pops out. Takes back-to-back, and he's ahead 2-0. Now he can be a little bit more assertive at the plate.
Well, it's a dangerous type. If you get a hit, then you're doing well.
Arnold had awkward handle there, but he does exactly that. But Sir does his job, drives in a run. Vanguard has their first lead against the Sharks this series. AP, he steps up. He was a quality AB yesterday. Let's dive into Gabriel just a little bit. He's their ace, Zuby. 6-1 record. This is his 9th start, by far the most on the staff. Perez on the ground. Another awkward hop on the transition from grass to dirt, and AP is safe. He's one of these Vanguard bats that has cooled off considerably, Zub. Fouled off for Davis. Davis is 1 for 11 in his last 4 contests. Colton Perez, we saw him be removed from the lineup yesterday for Daniel Rivera, who was batting leadoff as the designated hitter. It's now Colton Perez who will wiggle the bats and take at the knees. The throw, and they're going to try to get the first and third play on. No, I'm not sure what was going on, Zoo, but AP did not come home. Vanguard tried to manufacture a run. Nothing doing. 2-1, though. Vanguard does have the lead going to the second. Well, Vanguard has their first lead in almost a year to the day against the Sharks as this ball's fouled off, as they got the win 10-4 against Hawaii Pacific in the series finale last year on Honolulu. That was on April 19th. Vanguard here on April 17th. Try to get the win. Fired up top, 1-1 against Chang, who was the replacement for Taguchi in left yesterday. Pulled over to Vondrak. He's got it cleanly. Couple of strides over to Gallegos. Shortens the throw. 1 away. Marshall trying to put the second baseman Nikolik away. Sir gives good chase. It's in the batting cages. Nikolik didn't play yesterday, but he gets the nod here. No XBH to his name just yet. Flared softly to Sir. Baby steps for Sir. It's 2 away.
It looked like Shamir threw 3 fastballs in the exact same spot and still somehow got the same result.
Well, if you do that against any of these top guys between Taguchi, Arnold, Chang, Gabriel, Hashimoto, Helsper even, who we haven't seen yet, I mean, you might have to pay the price. Shamir Marshall versus Murakoshi. High fly ball, touching heaven. Davis has got it. 3 up, 3 down. Good sign for Shamir Marshall and company. Well, the last time we saw Colton Perez, Zuby, he was in the middle of his AB when Vanguard had an interesting design on that first and third play that just did not look like everyone was on the same page. Cabrillo went that distance on February 18th. That was just on 4 days rest as well. 9 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 earned, 7 Ks to 1 walk. It was good enough to earn him Pac West Pitcher of the Week the following week. Late hands, grabbed by the second baseman. It's going to be a single for Helene. It's going to be a tough play all the way, but you appreciate the effort from the middle infield.
Yeah.
Back pick is on. It's sailed away down the right field line. Helene will easily get into 2. Not often you see that from the Sharks, who are well coached by Coach Fujinaka. We reset on the 3-2. Payoff pitch for Cabrillo. Hooked by Shiggy to left field. He's running out of real estate, but it is a few feet shy of the wall on the liner to left. Vanguard cannot tack any more runs on. Helene left stranded. 2-1 ball game going to the 3rd. Well, Zoe, got good news for you. Vanguard beat the Sharks to the 2nd trip through the order. Inside.
Well, it's always a good thing to see.
Bennett Vondrack will step up to the dish. Face up against Cabrillo for the 2nd time after getting plunked in that rear elbow in his first go back in the 1st. And Zuby, you were kind of mentioning it last time Vanguard was on offense, how Helene was looking aggressive. That's why that back pick kind of sailed as Bennett Vondrack hooks it down left field line. Fair or foul? Foul. But allowed strike 1. Helene over at first had the aggressive lead. We're through 3 innings here in beautiful Costa Mesa, California. J.D. Johnson alongside Xander Zubiati here on the Pac West Network. Shamir Marshall looks to have found his niche here, Zuby, as he's getting, as we talked about at the top, 4th start in a row for him, and he's settled in after that 1 run given up in the 1st.
Yeah, he's really found the...
Marshall induces a ground ball. Bennett will yield to Durf, who backs him up nicely. Throw across the diamond is in time as Durf was sliding over, expecting the pull.
And a good backup from Durf. It's just, I mean, Wessel was showing bunt right away. You know it's coming. Just serve it up to him. I mean, so far the Sharks have struggled laying down the bunts. Let's see if they can actually lay down one.
And it's a 4-pitch walk. And Zuby, I got to agree with you, especially after you just saw them pop it up. Why dance around it? Just attack it. Let them try to lay one down.
Yeah, I kind of understand it a bit because you want to stay up.
Finally, resets. At least we're not Texas A&M right now.
Hey, at least if you're just getting the sliders into the zone, they'll take it. You can get a rollover right now on that slider if you get a hitter out in front. Yes, if it was like Texas A&M situation, we'd be screwed.
Fouled off, so the runners are going to have to go back. Good secondary lead there. Looked like they were practicing their UCLAs.
I mean, Worthkin was actually halfway to 3rd base.
Comes set. The back pick is on. Terrific timing. Oh, no, it got out of the glove of Helene. He's going to be safe. Oh, man, AP with a terrific glove flip, letting Marshall know the pick was on. They had him dead to rights. Oh, Zuby. Marshall has the 1-1 still, and that's another one where we talk about this all the time. A lot of these arms feel like they have to get 4 outs. That should have been out number 3 right then and there. It won't go down in the books, but you make
not
a note
yet.
of it.
It won't go down yet. If Nicola gets a base hit, then yes.
Marshall induces a stinger to right. Sir has to back up, and the 3rd out is recorded. So no harm, no foul. 2 runners left stranded. Marshall's been looking good thus far. It's 2-1 going to the bottom of the 4th.